What's up, fellow Guardians? Hazy Games here, coming to y'all a little bit different type of video today. I've never done one with no face cam, no intro before, so this will be a little bit different today. I'll be running this over some Season of the Hunt and some new Europa gameplay footage. So let's talk Beyond Light. It's been out for a week now. We've all had time to digest it, play with our subclasses and whatnot, and a lot of us just dove into Season of the Hunt today, met the crow, started whatever you want to call it, the hunt missions where you go around and fight all the hives taken over by Zivu Wrath. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the community consensus around Stasis, because most of the talk around it is bad. Most of it. I have seen very little people talk about how they like Stasis or they think it's cool. The vast majority of things I have seen is from the, most people are just saying it's broken, okay, which it is a little OP right now. But, I've also seen insane overreactions and hot takes such as we need to take Stasis out of the game, we need to take it out of PvP, it needs to be we need to completely remove all abilities into a different game mode, and just basically make that a mayhem only and everything else just be gunplay. And I think this is just a drastic overreaction, and I'm honestly quite surprised that everyone was this upset about Stasis. But that can't be everyone. Not everyone has to feel like that. I know the critic scores and the meta scores are all fairly low for the expansions, or mediocre, but whatever. I don't care. Call me a Destiny apologist, call me a Bungie apologist, call me whatever you want. Not everyone hates Stasis. There's some people that love it. I'm one of those people. I love it. I'll tell you why I love it. It's just new. It's the first new damage type that we've ever had in Destiny since the launch of Destiny 1. Ice abilities. It's completely opened up, my imagination of what other types of darkness possibilities could be, and that's awesome. I think it's great. Audibly and visually, it looks. The ice itself sounds and looks amazing, and the animations are all smooth and crisp from when you freeze enemies, from when you freeze guardians, the animations when you break out of the ice, the AoE effects in like the stasis fields, how if you slow down but if you stay in it for too long then it will just outright freeze you. I love how the stasis and the freezing effects synergize. It's all really fantastic. I also love how much the meta has changed. It really does feel like Destiny 3. It feels like a new game. You have to learn, and especially in PvP, it forces you to completely change how maps are played. People can take different angles because they're using ice walls to make their own angles. If you're a shotgunner like me, you can't just rush around corners anymore as much. You have to choose your engagements a lot more wisely, because you have to think about the idea of stasis fields. You got to keep track of, okay, that hunter threw his stasis field over there, so I can push him on this side. You have to be a lot more strategic about things. It really slows the game down, and I think this was a strategic. I think Bungie did this on purpose to counteract a little bit of just the Dawnblades and the Arc Striders and the Void Warps flying around the map just toasting you. Now you have the ability to slow them down, block them out, create an ice wall, run away, disengage. If you have a disadvantage, the ice really gives you the ability to slow the battle down and for you to reassess and give yourself, reassess the battlefield and give yourself the advantage. And I think that's amazing. It's really fun. It's really changing up the meta in PvP, and I think that's why people are upset. They don't want to be frozen. They don't want to learn how to build new classes with a higher resilience, so the ice breaks hurt you less, and they don't want to learn new strategies, and they don't want to change what they do. And as far as I'm concerned, that's their fault, and that's a piss poor attitude to take. And not just Destiny, but in life. Like, what, you're just gonna it's not the way I wanted it, it's not the way it was, so I'm just gonna complain? I mean, most of these content creators wouldn't do that in their professions, in their life. I mean, or else they wouldn't be full-time content creators. And I'm not trying to rag on all these content creators that are being hypercritical of Stasis. These are their opinions, and I'm glad that they're, you know, relaying them, and the feedback to the community is. But I know there's a large portion of the population that likes it, and I don't feel like they're being represented in the community. So I'm gonna speak out for those people. I just think the overreactions to Stasis are completely unwarranted when we look at the history of Destiny, and we know that subclasses have come out. Now, I don't want to say prematurely, but they've come out, and they want to call them broken, unbalanced, whatever. Hammer Titans, Stormcallers, Void Warp, and Night Stalkers have all got nerfed in the past. Experienced players have experienced that in the past. For them to be completely overreacting like this is just completely nutty to me. Because we know Bungie's going to retune it. We know they're not going to leave it as is. And so the fact that we're just overreacting and making all our content about why this is bad, why this is Stasis sucks, why this changed Destiny forever in a negative way, I just think it's a really poor mindset to have, instead of just adapting and having fun and enjoying it. I mean, what do we play Destiny for if not to just do these crazy things, have these amazing powers, build these crazy overpowered classes to go do solo content and just completely smash it? You know, especially they encourage you to do solo, you know, heroic lost sectors and things like that. So why wouldn't you want completely broken subclasses to go help you, you know, complete those things? Yeah, I just really don't. I am perplexed as to how bad people hated it when they've been telling us what was going to happen, and people were generally excited about it, and now it's come out, and, you know, they're just clutching their pearls that they have to deal with getting frozen in the Crucible and they refuse to build, you know, put on more armor with higher resistance to just soften the blow, or learn how to play in a completely different way so they don't get frozen as much, instead of just running down the same lanes and peeking the same corners that they always have. You have to adapt to the game. Destiny was never going to stay the same. It's not going to stay the same, you know. So obviously they're heading in a crazy new direction, and not necessarily in a balanced direction, and I think that's fine. I don't think Destiny needs to be this balanced overall PvP experience. I really don't feel like that. I think if people stopped taking Destiny so seriously and expecting it to be just this balanced competitive game, I think they'd be a lot happier with their Destiny experience, because this game isn't balanced. It's never been balanced. It's always been about just spamming abilities and flying around the corner and double arc grenading and blinding people and resurrecting back when self-reses warlocks. There's always been some crazy game-breaking quote-unquote abilities, and that's what Destiny is about. I just think if players want a balanced PvP experience, you know, competitive experience, like, you know, go play Overwatch, go play Modern Warfare, Warzone, go play Rainbow Six, that Rainbow Six game everyone plays, that's really awesome to watch on Twitch. I don't remember what the newest one's called, but where you're like building walls and breaking through walls and shit. You know, I just think people want Destiny to be this game where we can have all these amazing abilities and also be hyper balanced to the point where it works in the PvP, and I just don't think it's going to be like that. You know, I just want to get some content out there about why people like Stasis and how there are people that are enjoying it, because there are people that are enjoying it. Me and my clan, it's like we all said, we're all learning a new game and we love it, and we're all very much enjoying it. We all understand that it's probably going to be retuned and everything's going to be turned down a little bit, and that's fine. We're cool with that, and we're enjoying it while it is. And I just wish more people would take that approach to the game and actually enjoy it, instead of just complaining and filling the community with so much negativity and you know, emotional hot takes, because, you know, that really pushes away new players from playing the game when everyone's just like, oh, it's broken, Bungie doesn't care, Bungie doesn't even test their own game, this and that, why Stasis is so overpowered, it needs to be taken out of the game. And I'll be frank, if you can't deal with Stasis and being frozen, and if you think it's unplayable now, I mean, I just think you were probably bad at PvP last week before the expansion dropped, you're bad now, you're probably always going to be bad, because it goes back to my point that you can't adapt and your mindset sucks for getting good at PvP anyways. And that's fine, just play PvE and have fun, and don't just ram your fucking head into the wall playing something you hate and wishing it was something else, because that's just a dumb way to spend your time. It's a dumb way for anyone to spend any time. But that's, I think, all I got for you today, guys. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really want to start hitting my 10 like goal. I'm trying to hit 10 likes on every video, so please help me out. Let's talk about this in the comments. I'm excited and curious to see what everyone thinks. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. For the social currency means everything. Enjoy the content and have a great day.